Welcome to the Transitions Daily podcast. Transitions Daily is an online recovery group that offers a daily distribution of popular recovery resources accompanied by a secret Facebook group for discussion. We hope you enjoy today's readings.
This is Transitions Daily for February 8th, read by Sarah M. from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. AA Thoughts for the Day. Vigilance. Now that we're in AA and sober, and winning back the esteem of our friends and business associates, we find that we still need to exercise special vigilance. As an insurance against big shotism, we can often check ourselves by remembering we are today sober only by the grace of God, and that any success we may be having is far more His success than ours. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 92. Thought to consider. Always remember you're unique, just like everyone else. AA acronyms. HALT. Honestly, actively, lovingly tolerant. Just for today. Today, from getting ahead. I think that one of the main differences between an active alcoholic and a recovering alcoholic can be expressed as a matter of tense. The active alcoholic tends to live in the future or in the past. The sober alcoholic, using part of the philosophy he learns in his AA experience, lives or strives to live in the present. Came to Believe, page 113. Daily Reflections. Convincing Mr. Hyde. Even then, as we hew away, peace and joy will still elude us. That's the place so many of us AA oldsters have come to. And it's a hell of a spot, literally. How shall our unconscious, from which so many of our fears, compulsions, and phony aspirations still stream, be brought into line with what we actually believe, know, and want? How to convince our dumb, raging, and hidden Mr. Hyde becomes our main task. The Best of Bill, pages 42 to 43. Regular attendance at meetings. Serving and helping others is the recipe that many have tried and found to be successful. Whenever I stray from these basic principles, my old habits resurface, and my old self also comes back with all its fears and defects. The ultimate goal of each AA member is permanent sobriety, achieved one day at a time. As Bill sees it, dealing with resentments. Resentment is the number one offender. It destroys more alcoholics than anything else. From it stems all forms of spiritual disease, for we have not only been mentally and physically ill, we have also been spiritually ill. When our spiritual malady is overcome, we straighten out mentally and physically. In dealing with our resentments, we set them on paper. We listed people, institutions, or principles with whom we were angry. We asked ourselves why we were angry. In most cases, it was found that our self-esteem, our pocketbooks, our ambitions, our personal relationships, including sex, were hurt or threatened. That's from Alcoholics Anonymous, page 64 to 65. The most heated bit of letter writing can be a wonderful safety valve, providing the wastebasket is somewhere nearby. From a letter, 1949. Big Book Quote. Someday we hope that Alcoholics Anonymous will help the public to a better realization of the gravity of the alcoholic problem, but we shall be of little use if our attitude is one of bitterness or hostility. Drinkers will not stand for it. After all, our problems were of our own making. Bottles were only a symbol. Besides, we have stopped fighting anybody or anything. We have to. Alcoholics Anonymous Working with Others, page 103. 24 hours a day. AA thought for the day. When the morning sun comes up on a nice bright day and we jump out of bed, we're thankful to God that we feel well and happy instead of sick and disgusted. Serenity and happiness have become much more important to us than the excitement of drinking, which lifts us up for a short while, but lets us way down in the end. Of course, all of us alcoholics had a lot of fun with drinking. We might as well admit it. We can look back on a lot of good times before we became alcoholics. But the time comes for all of us alcoholics when drinking ceases to be fun and becomes trouble. Have I learned that drinking can never again be anything but trouble for me? Meditation for the day. I must rely on God. I must trust Him to the limit. I must depend on the divine power in all human relationships. I will wait and trust and hope until God shows me the way. I will wait for guidance on each important decision. I will meet the test of waiting until a thing seems right before I do it. Every work for God must meet this test of time. The guidance will come if I wait for it. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may meet the test of waiting for God's guidance. I pray that I will not go off on my own. Hazelden Foundation, P.O. Box 176, Center City, Minnesota, 55012. I'm Sarah, and I'm an alcoholic.
We hope you enjoyed today's readings. You can also receive Transitions Daily via email and discuss today's readings in our secret Facebook group. So for more information, go to dailyaaemails.com today.
Other than the 24 hours a day reading, unless otherwise specified, all quotes copyright Alcoholics Anonymous World Services, Inc., 1952, 1957, 1967, 1973, 1975, 1976, 1980, 1981, 1984, 1985, 1988, 1990, or 2001.